The Arnay Krakowiak family history, the Kaplan Krakowiak Arnay family history, so that we may pass it on to our children and their children, that they should know, who we were and where we come from.
And family tree.
Exactly. Today is January 1st, 1989, and Happy New Year. And
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Thank you.
So, Mommy.
All the best.
Mom.
Yes.
To start, who is the oldest person in your family that you remember?
Well, I remember my grandfather and my grandmother, and on my father's side, I also remember my grandfather and grandmother on my mother's side.
So what made you decide to leave Belgium?
The Germans were an arm our back. We couldn't. They were taking over. In 3 days they took over Poland, and they were all at the Belgian borders, and so we had to go. We had to run. We went with the Mercedes. We left.
So there was
5 people.
5 adults and a baby.
Yeah, it was very crowded, believe me. And when we were...
And luggage was on the top? In the bag?
Yes, a little luggage. Everybody took the most important things, We didn't think we were going to stay long. We thought we'd go back,
And what was your route?
Oh, we went to France because that was summer, and we had a summer, we rented an apartment for the summer, in near the French border. So from there, we started to go and go and go, and the Germans were following. We saw the bombs, we saw the planes, and there was no more gas. People were breaking the pumps to get the gas. And
so every night when you stopped,
we slept in the car, we slept in the woods.
So you started out 5 adults and 1 child in this car, and you were sleeping in the woods in the car, and sometimes in the woods, and then some nights Daddy would cover the car with hay to keep it.
Yes. Yeah. When we arrived to a village and to an abandoned house, we had to put a car for the night, and we were afraid that the police will come and confiscate the needed cars. So we all had to. There was a country in the country. There was a hay and a lot of whatever was around. We had to throw it over the car and make believe there is a
haystack.
Yeah, a haystack, so they don't take away the car from us. And every day we had to go farther and farther, move and move. So until
How much money do you think you left Belgium with?
Not much. But when we stayed in France for a couple of weeks, because we were listening to the news, what's going on. So Daddy went to wine maker, grower, and he needed help. So Daddy went there to work, and the man gave him sardines and cheese and things like that to bring back to the family. And then we had to move again. So when we arrived to a bigger city like Bordeaux, where there was a consulate, and because we saw there is no use to stay here and every day clean another house and sleep in another house. They were moving too fast, the Germans, and so he went to that Bordeaux where there was a consulate, and there was a lot of people there banging at the doors, and everybody wanted to get in. So he said, listen, if we all going to bang at the door and nobody will go in, and so let's make a line, and everybody will get in one by one. And Daddy was the first one standing on the line. He was at the door, And when he had a chance, when there was nobody there, like for a minute or what, so he went in and he asked them to stamp the passports, give us the visa.
Visa to where?
To Portugal.
So from France, you went through Spain to Portugal?
Yes, yes, because we knew that in Spain there was poverty and there was no place for us to stay. And Portugal, that was the last stop. We couldn't go any further.
So what was the name of the town that you went to in Portugal?
Portugal, well, the first town that we could stop was Figueira da Foz. The people in Portugal were the best in the whole world. They were so compassionate. They asked us to come in and feed us and sleep over and until you know where you're going and rest and take a shower or take a bath. Strange people. They were coming out with food.
Where did you meet that family that you got so close with?
In Figueira da Foz.
Who was he? What was his name, Mr. Montalban?
Yeah, I forgot already.
Where did you live?
The Polish consulate was giving us money, and in Portugal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you were in a hotel, like a
Not a hotel. They had a
rooming house?
rooming house. People were renting for the summer. That was a summer resort.
Uh-huh.
So that was a good place to go because they were renting. They had rooms for rent.
How long did you stay in Portugal altogether?
Almost 2 years.
What did Daddy do there?
Nothing. Nobody did anything.
I can't believe he didn't do anything.
No,
He didn't work?
no. We couldn't work. There was nothing to do. Just.
And the Polish government was supporting you?
Yes, not very.
Not grand.
Not grand, just enough for food, and to pay for this apartment. But apartment, if you can call that, a couple of rooms with a bathroom, with a kitchen. So we stayed there almost 2 years, and that's where we met a lot of people that we were not in touch after that. But and Sophie and Paul was with us all the time. Don't forget.
What did you do every single day if you weren't working or doing
Every
anything?
single
How
day.
could you
Daddy-
spend 2 years doing nothing? Especially Daddy.
He was going to the market and trying to buy the cheapest things to eat. That was he was busy for a half a day with that every day because there was no Frigidaires or so every day you had to get what you can go get,
Uh-huh.
The Portuguese people were helping us a lot. And they even had a casino over there. They invited us to the casino to not to play, but they had shows and just to. There was a cafe that we all met every day and discussed how can we get out of here, and do we know anybody here or anybody there, and we became friendly with a lot of people there.
So how did it happen that you went to Jamaica, British West Indies? What was the
Because-
what were the events that led up to that passage?
Because Portugal is a small country, and refugees were arriving and arriving and arriving all the time. They had no room in this country for everybody. So a Polish consulate decided to build something in Jamaica. It belonged to British West Indies still, and they decided to build barracks, wooden
The Polish government built those barracks?
I don't know. They got in touch with the English because with Jamaica that belonged to England.
Yeah.
Well, the main Polish consulate was in England, and they decided what to do with the people that are displaced. So they sent us to Jamaica, British West Indies. And over there we lived in barracks.
What kind of barracks?
Wooden barracks. like 3/4, built to 3/4 like high, and then the rooms were like half of this was a room, and every family was assigned to one room. And there was a big dining room, and for everybody. And when you sneezed, and you would think somebody could say
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit, and because you can hear everything. Was open there. Was open because it was very hot. Jamaica, tropical.
Oh, so it was just partitioned, and
Yes,
the ceiling was
yeah,
open.
Yes. It was very hot, and you needed the air probably to circulate. So that's how it was built. And the bathrooms were, it's just like soldiers' barracks, separate everything, and one dining room for everybody. And then that was another 2 years, that's the way we lived.
So when was it that Daddy went to Jamaica High School to teach?
Yes, and then I don't know how he met somebody, and they told him that they need teachers because all the teachers are
in the army, maybe.
In the army or something, I don't know. Anyhow, he got a job there, and he was a gym teacher. And so I said, oh, that's good. At least we're going to learn English over there. In school, you'll have to learn English. But after a while, when they invited us to some kind of a party over there, I see everybody speaking French. He said, we want to learn French from your husband. So he didn't learn much English over there.
Did he make money doing that?
Yes, he made money. He bought himself a bicycle. The first thing, he could bicycle, so he could ride by bicycle, not by bus, to this job. And he could ride the bicycle to the village, to Kingston, because it was not far from Kingston.
What did other people do in the camp all day long?
The other people played cards from morning to night, or they were fighting, a lot of fighting over there.
Fighting?
Fighting, yes, like, everybody's nervous, everybody wants to get out, and any little thing is, oh, you did this and you did that, and so...
Did you have a radio? Were you listening to the war?
Yes, we had a radio, that we had. And I was a waitress there too, I was working.
Where were you a waitress?
In Jamaica.
In the town?
No, in this cafeteria that we had over there.
But you didn't get paid for it.
Yes, I did. Now that I went through this whole thing, I can see that I am strong, to go through all this. It's really have to be strong. But I must say that Daddy taught me a lot about surviving. And all the way to Portugal, he said, they are not going to get us. We're going to get out. He was very strong. He loved life, and he said, I'm going to live. And many times Paul said, I don't want to go any further. That's it. I have enough. So he said, you go back, but not me. You can go back by yourself, not me.
So what was Daddy's mother saying all the while in that trip?
She was with Daddy. She told Paul, what, you want to go be devoured by the animals, the Germans, the Nazis?
But nobody had any idea about camps.
No, but they knew that going back is going to death. We didn't know about gas chambers and all this. Not even in Jamaica. We didn't know that. Not until we came here.
Then you couldn't believe it.
No.
So tell us about your babies.
I don't want to talk about it. No, it's so many years, but it's still no.
Here rests our little girl, Ivan Prakovyak, born June the 1st, 1938, died June the 4th, 1942, adored child of Helena and Ignash Prakovyak.